This is Orlando, and he runs a high-ticket sales, coaching, and training program. And right now, as of last month, he did around $92,000 USD in revenue. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down exactly what he needs to do to get to $250K a month in the next 90 days. So we're going to be breaking down all his numbers from front-end acquisition, organic and paid, all the way down to the back end of how he runs fulfillment and how he can increase LTV as well. So not only in this video will you be getting a full inside scoop into exactly what I would do if I was in his shoes to go from this to this, but also picking up on the unknown constraints that he has and exactly how I would solve them. What I want to start off with, Orlando, is if you can just give a 3,000 foot overview of how the business runs, the price point. I know I've got it here on the in-person breakdown doc, but just give us a 3,000 foot overview.
Yeah, so we charge $7K US for 6 months. Our goal is to get someone hitting their first $10,000 a month in commissions in the first 6 months. We've got 15 coaching calls a week. We've got the course. We do a little bit of one-on-one as well.
Yep.
Most of the leads come organic and referrals. We have a little bit from ads as well. Yeah, it's been decently consistent the last 6 months, but we've kind of plateaued the last 3 months, I would say.
Got you. What does the growth trajectory of the business look like? So where was you at start of the year? Have you grown since that point? And has it been consistent? Because I know with info, if you're doing majority upfront cash, it can be quite up and down. Yeah. So what does that look like?
So January, we did about 80K.
Yeah.
We were very front end reliant. And then about February, I brought in my CSM and he started collecting a bunch of recurring payments. So that really helped. And then March, we hit a record of 150. But I think that was like a mix of we were collecting on this front and then he just came and like boosted.
He just like cleaned up that shit on the back end.
Yes.
Got you.
And now I think the recurring is like, we're still collecting a lot of recurring, but it's started to, drop compared to
I'm with you.
month.
Okay, cool. So as of right now, if we just do a breakdown of like cash collected, so 51K front end and then 40K was recurring. That 40K recurring, what does the back end look like? Because you charge 7K for the first 6 months. Is that coming from like cross sells in the first 6 months, or is that people at the end of the 6 month paying again?
It's a mix of three. So it's either they get to the end of the 6 and they continue on low ticket, but that's only started recently, so that's not a big part of it. Second is they upsell into Intercult, which is 6K for 3 months.
Yeah.
That's a decent part, but the biggest part is just payment plans and collecting payments for the 7K.
Got you. So you have an ascension path that if they're like qualified, is it a certain like number they hit? Or?
If they hit 10K a month in commissions.
Got you. So if they hit 10K a month in commission, you ascend them into the inner court, which is 6K for 3 months.
Yeah.
And is that more one-on-one, hands-on with you?
It's an extra 3 calls a week, one with me, one with Anton, who's just one of the coaches. And
okay. Cool. And what's the thing stopping you from growing? Is it, the way I see it is we break it down first on a macro level. Is it a supply or a demand constraint? Meaning, can you just not fulfill, but you have too many clients? Or do you not have enough lead flow coming in?
If I had to pick, I'd say lead flow.
Okay, got you. So let's talk more about the marketing process. The price point sounds pretty standard for like a high ticket sales coaching offer, if anything on the high end, to be frank. It's good that you've already got like a basic ascension path, which I think you could probably charge more for this, to be honest, and extend the time frame, which we can get into shortly on how we have that structured. So in terms of attribution, organic content, are you posting daily, every 2 days? What does that look like?
2 times a day.
2 times a day. Okay, and what's the strategy or path behind this? Are you like scripting everything out, being intentional, or is it a bit just like throw shit at the wall, see what happens?
Honestly, it's been throw shit at the wall, but it's kind of worked in the past where I was just clipping up my coaching calls, my sales calls, and I was recording reacting videos.
Yeah.
Those were like the 3, and then I was like whatever I felt like. But the last 2 months, I've noticed the views have like dropped quite a bit.
Yeah, I was going to say views look quite low.
Yeah. Definitely.
Interesting. So when you're doing this, is it more on the lines of you have somebody who goes in, they find the clips, they're responsible for editing, posting. Do you QC that before it goes live? Or?
So I was reviewing every video before I went live, and about a month and a half ago, I gave that to my main editor. And I think that's kind of where the quality dropped. I haven't been as involved with the content, so I stepped back into that 2 weeks ago.
Got you. Okay. So I'll tell you one thing that helped us tremendously on the organic content side was just being more intentional with knowing the splits of like top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, and having it all pre-scripted out and ideated. So if I just pull up our Notion as an example, do you have like a content management dashboard where everything's intact? Yeah. So for us, for example, we know exactly what we're going to record every day. We have the number one thing we do is we always script the hook. So the hook, we always script. So like usually the hook framework is like you state the obvious of what you're going to cover. Then it's like controversial, but however, and then you say it's not about X, Y, and Z. It's about this. It's this 3-step simple framework, something along those lines. Then we go into the video. So for us this month, we're probably going to do like 200K organic just from Instagram. And I would say that's simply because we decided to do just way more top of funnel. So for you, you are a biz op. You're selling a business opportunity to people. So for you, you're doing a lot of this content that's like high ticket closer, Gordon Ramsay, sales, sales, sales. I think you'd actually be better doing more of like top of funnel, 50% of your content, more like, to be frank with you, like mogging. And I know it's like, depends what kind of brand you want to build. But if you look at Shelby Sapp, if you look at even like Brez and TJR, they're even higher percentages on top of funnel content.
Yeah.
But like, think about the things that these people are going to be able to relate to that you can tie into sales, not just directly correlating every video to like sales, here's what it did for me. But if I just give you some examples of pieces of content we're planning on recording that tie into this idea. So for example, for us, we have this massive list of top of funnel ideas that we know we can tie into the business model. But these are with the intention of just getting a shit ton of traction. For example, like, have you ever done a video where you call your mom and be like, hey, guess how much money I made last month?
Yeah.
And then you can tie that in and go, you know, like 3 years ago when I got into sales, I didn't think about me being able to get to where I am today. And now I'm here. And that's like something people can relate to as like something highly desirable. Another one would be like, if you spend a lot of money on coaching, show a fucking screenshot of that in a reel and be like, I just spent $50,000 on X. Or like me, I'm doing one on spending over 100K on like hypnotism and mindset work. So for you, you've got to determine what those things are that are top of funnel that people will be related with based on your personal brand.
Yeah.
I don't think you have a personal brand that's like Brez, where you're like constantly flashing the materialism. I think you've got like a balance of both.
Yeah.
Right? So I think things like this and the materialistic stuff would also work in congruence together.
Yeah, it's like top of funnel, but in a more genuine, authentic way.
Exactly.
And it's still relatable to my audience.
Yeah, because I don't think, like, you know your shit.
Yeah.
You're the same as me. So your problem isn't the value you provide in the reels. The problem is that it's just not getting enough traction.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So like these ones that get like 500 views, yeah, it's probably because it's like a bottom of funnel piece of content that only people that are deep in sales would understand and get value from. But you've got to ask yourself, how do I get more top of funnel content in here? Because your problem isn't the value. The problem is you're just not getting enough people watching it.
Yeah.
Like I had this exact problem. We even still do now. So now I've started doing way more top of funnel. And now all of a sudden we go from making like 50K from Instagram, because it was never really like a main focus for me, to like 200K this month organic from Instagram.
Yeah.
Just because we focused way more on top of funnel.
Yeah.
And we can dive deeper into like content strategy in a minute, but do you have a DM setter in here as well?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you know his KPI on how many meetings he's booking a week or a day?
I don't think he has a minimum KPI. I think, honestly, whatever numbers I put for last month of calls being booked.
Yeah.
I know that I'm pretty sure 60% of our new sales came from IG DMs.
Okay, nice.
I think.
So let's run through these numbers. So just so I'm clear on how you get clients, you have Instagram organic, you have YouTube. How many times a week do you post on YouTube?
YouTube, I've been slack with.
Yeah, bro, you got to stay on top of this shit.
Yeah.
2 times a week minimum. It's like, you already know this, but it's just consistency pays off in organic. It's like you plant a seed in the ground and eventually it'll pay you dividends. And the thing is, long form, obviously you need like more effort and all this stuff. My split right now that's absolutely ripping for us is once a week, I'll do more of like a raw lifestyle based video, just documenting my journey. So this is nurturing for people that already know me. And it's top of funnel as well. So people that don't know me get to learn about my life. So much like with top of funnel, if you did that video where you were calling somebody in your family being like, guess how much I made? Oh my God, that's crazy. And then you tie it into sales. You do the same thing in your content. Right. So for me, I have a micro niche YouTube channel, but this makes me a shit ton of money in terms of like the subscriber to revenue ratio.
Yeah.
The perfect example of this is Jeremy Hayes. My man has like 25,000 subscribers and will do 800K a month organic from his fucking Instagram every month. Or his YouTube, sorry. Barely anything from Instagram. He doesn't even have a DM setter. All goes through YouTube. So, for example, what I realized was working really well for me, I found a gap in the positioning where nobody was doing this, where I make these really raw videos. Like, this is an outlier for me. 5K views, just me talking about how much money I make and then tying it into my vehicle. So this works really well B2C. So I'm literally just sat there like, it's kind of crazy that I'm like in this position. Here's how I feel. Here's the problems I'm facing. Like, I feel normal. Most people look at me and see me as this like pedestalized crazy person, but I feel completely normal. And then I go into like, I'm so grateful I started this model, and I tie the top of funnel in to my business model, which then gets people to eventually book. So I'm doing one of these a week. And then I'm also doing one extremely value dense training once a week as well. So this might be for you. I think someone really good to look at is Temple Naylor. Even though he has a really small channel, I know he has people wanting to throw like 20, 30, 40 grand at him just for like coaching his sales team, as an example, because his videos are really value dense. So whether that be like this, you getting on a call and reviewing a sales call with a client of yours, or you actually going in and reviewing a framework or an objection handling process, so on and so forth.
How do you ideate your YouTube videos?
Good question. So first thing we do, if I go into our content ideas channel, is every time we close a client, we analyze why they bought.
Yeah.
So if I show you on our onboarding form, we always ask like 2 or 3 questions on why they signed up.
Yeah.
So like, for example, if you signed up, what was the main video and resource that made you compelled to want to sign up to our program? So we use, are you familiar with Victor?
No.
Bro, Victor is absolutely cracked. It's the best AI ever. It's insane. So here, what we have Victor do every single week is it goes through and does a close attribution report. So for example, I analyzed all 23 closes from the last 30 days. 18 of 23 closes came from organic, 9 YouTube, 9 Instagram. Organic is this, 7 specific pieces of content were named on calls. So we want to look at not only what they put on the onboarding form, what do they say on the sales call? What do they say on the onboarding call? So we have it analyze all of that.
It's linked to fact.
Yeah, and give us a full breakdown. So I know the number 1 video where people came from was the Andromeda video. So I know that this was a masterclass I did inside of my program. We found that some of our best performing videos were me just taking a training I did in my program and pulling it out externally. So we had like 3 people close at like 20K from this one video, because I watched his YouTube. It's like a 45-minute video where he's talking about how you need to spam all the creatives, come at it from different angles. So what that made me realize is shit. People really like when I do these trainings on like specific things, because I got feedback from these people on, I didn't even realize this wasn't just a course. I didn't know you did masterclasses. So they didn't know what they didn't know. This is our main ideation source. The good thing is the flywheel keeps spinning, right? The more clients you sign, the more you can go directly to the fish, the people that are coming to you to buy your shit. And
We've been doing onboarding forms for the last like 3 months. So we've got all that there. I just need to
analyze the data, right? So what you do is you use a tool like Victor, you get it to go through and go, give me all that data from highest to lowest frequency. What's the highest, most common reason people are buying? Is it a piece of content? Is it a specific type of content, a format? And then we just repeat successful actions on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And another question we recently just added, we added number 1, like what made you buy? What was the one video that got you over the line to buy? And then number 2, like how did you become aware of me? Because these are 2 different things, right? The first one gets them over the line, bottom of funnel. The first one, top of funnel, gets them to be aware of me. So we found a ton of people became aware of me from these videos of me just being brutally honest about my situation, and they're completely raw because nobody else is doing this. But the things that get them to buy are these extremely value dense trainings where I've got a document and I'm just dropping game.
Yeah.
So I do 2 of these a week. I do 1 each. And then every now and again, I'll do a case study as well.
Why only every now and then?
We used to do them like once a week. And honestly, we found there was a point of disproportionate return. And I was looking back at Cole Gordon, Jeremy Haynes, these really big players in the space, and realizing they never post case studies. And I asked Jeremy Haynes this, I was like, why do you never post case studies? He was like, because I demonstrate and like indirectly weave in case studies throughout every single one of my videos. And the problem is when you're pushing all these case studies, sometimes you start targeting like an uncertain demographic that are looking for like 100% certainty before they buy anything. At the end of the day, when you're going B2C, you're going to get that anyway. Yeah. So I don't think it's as relevant, but I think it was a really valid point that if you just indirectly weave social proof through every video anyway, you're fine. Not to mention, I found that the type of case study where you jump on a Zoom and just ask them like, what value did you get, yada, yada, yada. They're best in your emails before a call, retargeting people on Instagram with long form videos and stuff like that, and on your thank you page. But the ones that really rip are like, imagine if you were a client of mine, I did one earlier, and we broke down how we went from 5K a month to 115 and now how he's going to get to 250. That's a case study. But it's so much better than me just running this shitty, like, what made you want to buy? How do you feel about that?
Because we've got a playlist of case studies and all of them are in person. Mm-hmm. So we've done them in
that's way better.
And I think for B2C it helps because they're like, oh shit, he actually made the
effort.
Oh,
it definitely
to,
does.
See me. But do you think I'd be better off, instead of just doing an hour on like their journey and their timeline of how they got there, making it like half is like how they got there and half is like the game plan?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Because then it's not like the same repetitive, boring thing every time where they kind of get used to it, where they're like, it's just the same thing. Yeah. Like I realized we were getting feedback on my case studies where it's like, oh, they're all like kind of doing the same things. Because to go from like 10 grand a month to like 100, a lot of them really just need to spend more on ads because they've already cracked some degree of like an outbound or an acquisition channel. So it just became so repetitive. So now we changed the format to being like this, hey, here's how they got from here. Here's what that looked like. What helped you? And you weave in like what helped you in the program, yada, yada, yada. Then you build out a roadmap for them to get to the next level.
Yeah, I like that.
So then you weave in the social proof with the value density. So on the YouTube stuff, what I would say, bare minimum, 2 times a week, and you want to determine what those 2 distinct formats are for you. I would say 1 top of funnel, lifestyle, kind of like what you're doing a lot of like now. Yeah. And then 1 that optimizes around 1 metric, which is value density. So it's like, how much value can I cram in each unit of time in this video? So for me, what I do is before the video, I'll plan out a Google Doc and I'll basically just go through that Google Doc. So like with this video, I'm literally just going through a Google Doc that I put together, which by the way, an easy way of doing this is if you have course material, you can just pull certain things and just don't give them the link to the training.
Yeah.
So then you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Like this document was already made. I just decided to make a video on it. It's been in my program for like a year. So let me make a YouTube video on it now.
Yeah. And you could just take a video, like an old course module you've got in there, and then just change the format of it too.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah. This is what I'm now doing with my masterclasses. I'm just trying to figure out like, how can I create leverage on my time in the best way possible? So the benefit of me doing a weekly masterclass is I'll make an SOP for it and that'll go in my program. My clients will get value from it and it keeps them wanting to renew because they want to get access to weekly new material, right? On top of that, I can turn that into a YouTube video as well. And that recording goes into my AI. I have an AI clone of myself that coaches the clients when they ask questions. So I have like 3 points of leverage on that 1 hour of time that I spend on that training.
Nice.
So I can do 3 things at once. It's like with this right now, not only am I getting content for short form, because this is short form optimized, I'm getting long form as well. And I can also give this to my clients too. So it's like 3 points of leverage. And it can feed into the AI, which also can get smarter at learning how I diagnose and fix problems for clients.
What do you recommend for me ads wise?
Yeah, like, good question.
Because I feel like our organic is good. So part of me thinks let's just do more follower ads. But the other part of me wants to crack VSL because I think it's more scalable.
So quick one on this. What does your story cadence look like? Are you following like a specific cadence of stories?
No, it's literally, I genuinely just post results as they come.
Okay.
Which is actually pretty good. Like it tends to be daily. But I don't do, this week we've done heaps of CTAs to the webinar because it's our first webinar we're running.
Yeah.
But before that, I don't do many CTAs on my stories.
Okay. So this is very important because everything I post on Instagram, even though a lot of my strategy has just been like spray and pray, is very intentional. So you can see here, this is the exact format that we follow, where Monday, top of funnel reel. This can be like a Miro board, a transformation with a client, a new opportunity. And my goal is to like get top of funnel content on my Instagram so I can get more people in. Tuesday is middle of funnel. So this might be like a client result, but me actually providing value throughout, or just like a value dense listicle or a single slide carousel. Wednesday, we do a middle of funnel reel. This is just me talking head value. Thursday, carousel post. Friday, we do another top of funnel reel. Saturday, we'll do like some sort of text post again. And then Sunday, middle of funnel reel.
And who's like doing your carousels and your written posts? Who's
so we currently work with a content agency doing that. We're actually in the process of bringing it in-house.
Okay.
So what happens is the first like 10 I built, then we built an SOP on how I do it. And what they're doing is we have an AI channel in Slack called copywriting and scripting. Anytime anything is built, it's always using this channel because it's trained on how I speak, my brand, every carousel. So it can basically just make them again for us.
Okay.
And then the same applies with stories. So we have it broken down on stories as well, where we'll have like a throwback and storytelling day. We'll then have a thoughts and opinion day. We'll then have a vlog or a value tutorial. And then social proof. So once a week, we do the social proof one where we spam results.
Oh, yeah. Why do you only do it once a week?
We only do it once a week because we find that we have like a full week's worth of wins in our channel and we can cherry pick the best ones. And the thing is, if you're doing wins every day, people kind of get like unconditioned or like they don't watch it.
Yeah.
Funny enough, what we found is our best performing CTAs are where instead of us spamming like 10 results, we focus on one result but turn it into a story. So it's like, this is Scott. Last month, he was making X. In just 30 days, he got to this. The way we did this is this, and this. If you want to learn more about how we did this, comment the word X and we'll send you our free training.
Yeah, rather than just screenshots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the screenshots are kind of like the lazy way to do it. Yeah. And I still do it, to be frank. But it is the lazy way of doing it.
Yeah.
Then we'll do a Q&A once a week. So like, hey, got some free time on my hands, Q&A. And then we'll do a direct CTA, usually once every week to 2 weeks. And then once a week, we do a straight like reset. So on Sunday, we like reset the story feed. I post nothing. And then Monday we go again. So again, we want to be hyper intentional with everything that we post on Instagram for that reason. And we have a bunch of different examples that we just ripped from other people that we can copy. So like storytelling. Here's some examples of like Cody Sanchez telling a story that we can model. Same with Shelby Sapp because she's just ripping right now. We can just copy the way that she tells stories. Same applies with CTA slides. So if we're doing a direct CTA, we found like the shorter the better. We just have like DM me the word X, here's what you're going to get. And we can do this on like price increases and stuff, which works really well. Q&A is super simple. You just want to make it seem like it's normal. And again, Jason posts all of this, who's our creative director. So again, every single thing we post is extremely intentional. And then the final thing I'll say is on the Instagram piece, are you doing any CTAs to long form videos on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay.
Like every caption directs them to YouTube.
Nice. Yeah. So let's go into the ads piece now. Are your ads live right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's pull them up. Let's take a look at the stats as well. So these stats, these are combined across organic and paid.
Yes.
Are you tracking them separately?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't have them.
That's fine. It is what it is. Let's pull up the ads and go through how you got it structured right now. So last month you spent $7,000. Do you know just off the top of your head what the ROAS was on that?
No.
Okay. Well, we were going over this before, but you need to make sure you have these numbers fucking dialed.
Yeah.
So, do you know if these are profitable?
Yes.
Because if they're profitable, like my rule of thumb is if you're at more than a 2.5x ROAS, then just repeat successful actions.
Yeah.
And just keep scaling the ad spend.
We were just about profitable a few months ago from ads. And then last month we brought in a triager. So someone to dial as soon as they book. And the difference was crazy.
Yeah.
There's like a 15x difference or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So now it's looking a lot better now that we've got him.
Real quick, if you enjoyed that and you want to work with me one-on-one to scale your agency or coaching business, then check the first link below this video. You can check out the link where you can have a conversation with our team and see if what we do here can help you out. And you're targeting just specifically Australia right now?
The ads are only in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's smart because your competition's less and the market sophistication
like we get people worldwide just from organic, but Australia is like, I want to dominate Australia before I push anywhere else.
Okay, let's just take a look at one of these ads quick.
Andy's done fucking 14K this month. How good is Andy doing? Bro does 4 hours a day setting in Bali. And I literally said to him over the phone, I recorded it. I was like, bro, it's so funny because I always tell people like, oh, the Bali lifestyle, 4 hours a day, make 10K a month isn't real. Like, don't listen. And he literally does that. What do you do? 14K.
Cool, so just like an indirect client result. And then same thing here, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And then
if your parents think this whole online money thing is BS and you want to prove them wrong, then this video is for you. They're not trying to hurt you. They just want you to be safe. But you don't want safe, you want real. And you don't prove it with arguments, you prove it with results. I know my dad should buy. He gets it now. Storm Smith came from South Africa and now pulls 15K a month. He supports his family back home. Now they're leaving. So if you're ready to actually show them it's real, then check it out. If your parents...
Yeah, the ads are fine. This one I can tell you reading a script.
Yeah,
it's pretty obvious. The other ones I actually think will probably perform better, to be frank with you. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with this strategy.
To VSL, you think it's fine?
Yeah.
Just speed to just dial them, get them to watch the resources.
Yeah, so the 10K month skill that gets Aussie blokes out of the 9 to 5. The one thing you got to keep in mind is like the messaging determines who you get. Now, the reality is to like get people into high ticket sales, you're not going to be targeting like corporate professionals doing like 200K a year, more than likely. You're going to be targeting like younger guys who are really fucking hungry that will put the work in.
Yeah. I mean, they get better results. And they're who I prefer to work with.
Exactly. Like I'll tell you, the biz ops to like corporate people, could you make more money initially? Yes. But you're also going to be running a business you probably don't like.
I have a competitor who that's his main niche.
Exactly. And the challenge with that is as well, these people are all, like there's a lot more reputational risk if you go after these people. The success rate is going to be a lot lower.
Yeah.
A lot lower.
No, I like
and it's also going to be harder to sell because you're not a corporate guy
Yeah.
doing like 200K a year and then you go into high ticket sales, you know? So I think the strategy is correct in terms of the way you've got it structured. Like the raw videos, the case studies, all that stuff, like leaning on the lifestyle piece. 10K a month skill that gets Aussie blokes out of the 9 to 5 without starting a business, going to uni or some online guru bullshit.
Anton went from 2K per month as an appointment setter.
We'll watch the first like 2 minutes of this.
Then Lawson went from running an agency to doing over 17K per month with me. Storm Tim Smith went from $2,000 per month to $15,000 per month as an appointment setter, and now supports his family from leaders, making facts out. These were my first 3 students. Now you're watching this video because you are either wanting to get into high ticket sales, or you've already tried it, but you're stuck still making less than $10,000 per month. Now you probably think you know about it, tell you some sob story or over exaggerate how easy it is to make 10K per month while sitting posting about it.
Cool. My rule of thumb with business is like, if it's not broken, don't change it. So the immediate thing I look is like, okay, I don't see any immediately glaringly obvious like problems with the ads or the funnel or anything like that.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is this just going directly to a calendar? You have no qualification.
No, more
Or is there-
qualification opens up as you answer.
Got you. Okay.
But it's not much. Like the main qualification is over the phone once they book.
Okay, got you. I mean, if you've got an SDR team like setters coming in,
Yeah.
then you're fine. Because like
Yeah.
their goal is to weed out the good from the bad.
Yes.
It's just if you're getting too much flow, too many broke people, then you can start adding more friction to the funnel.
Yeah, no, I think like from the booking, we're fine. It seems like to me that I really just need to spend more on ads because it's profitable. So may as well push it and see where we break. Second thing is way more YouTube. And third thing is with Instagram, just actually
Bro, because
put
you can become
intention
like,
behind
you
it.
can become the high ticket sales guy for Australia.
Yeah.
And I think that's a way better play than you trying to go to the US right now.
Yeah.
Because you can just dominate Australia.
Yeah.
Because usually anywhere that's not the US is at least 3 to 5 years behind in sophistication anyway. So if you just model exactly what like Shelby Sapp's doing as an example, but for men in Australia, that's like in $1 million a month business opportunity, 100%. So like when I look at this, I don't see again any immediate constraints. The first thing I just want to know is like, what's the CPL? What's the cost per call? What's the show up rate? What's the close rate? What's the upfront cash? And then as well, what's the ROAS? Obviously, we don't have these numbers right now, but if you're saying you were like barely profitable, it's a constraint in one of 4 things. And like, I'll tell you, this is the number 1 skill that you need to learn as a business owner to go from like high 5 figures, 6 figures a month to like 7 figures a month is what I've learned, which is diagnosing and fixing constraints. So it's like, you have to look at everything from the business in a macro all the way down to a micro and get really good at zooming out and knowing where the number 1 problem is that if solved would help you 1.5, 2x, 3x a business. So it's like in the ad piece specifically, there's 4 buckets. There's, are we getting enough leads? Are enough leads booking? Are enough leads showing? Or enough leads closing? Are we collecting enough cash up front? That's literally it.
Yeah.
So it's like right now, if you're barely profitable on the ads, it's one of these 4 things for sure. And all you need to do, by the way, which we do at the start of every month, is we financially model what we need to hit for us to hit the projected targets we want to hit. So what I mean by that is, let's say you're running a 2-call process, which if you're not, by the way, this would look a lot simpler. You would set the targets of, okay, our program is this. We have this amount of active clients. We're going to spend this. If these numbers are all true, from top to bottom, from like show rate, close rate, upfront cash, we're going to hit this in front end ROI. And then each week you just fill out the current. And then your goal is to just look at these numbers and go, which number is furthest off, meaning it's the biggest constraint in the funnel. So here, for example, out of everything, I determined that was show rate. I knew that our 2nd call show rate should have been 90% because we do a 2-call. There's no reason why they shouldn't show to the demo. It was 69%. So then, now I've got the micro level constraint, why we're not as profitable as we should be. I can now go, these are the 3 things I need to do. I need to train our setters every day because demo show rate means it's literally a setter issue. They're not doing pre-pitches correctly. They're not doing the pre-call cadence and calling them before and pushing calls forward and doing live transfers, so on and so forth. So just based on observation of not having all the numbers top of mind at all times, you really need to get the data right.
Yeah. We've got the data there. I've just, to be fair, outsourced it to Anton, my sales manager.
And that's the best way of doing it, bro. Like if he's the one responsible for looking at those metrics, then great. But you as a business owner still want to look at this data once a week and know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like I briefly showed this, I think it was yesterday or a few days ago at the event. But every day and usually every week, I'll zoom out on our numbers so I can keep a pulse on exactly what's going on. So like this is my checklist that I go through every day, where I'll first off just check income, like cash collected, and do we need to pull any emergency booking protocols? So let's say I have 1 closer and he's got 3 calls for the day and his availability is 8. Cool. I need to pull an emergency booking protocol. Let me run an email broadcast. Let me do a YouTube post with wins doing a CTA to book a call. Let me reactivate people in the pipeline and run an internal webinar. Then I look at expenses, same thing. Then I look at our ads. And the thing I care about with the ads is, first off, is cost per call within KPI? If it is, great. I'm just going to keep things running.
Yeah.
Then I look at organic. So we have targets for each platform. Like we want to hit 2 a day on Instagram and YouTube, LinkedIn and Twitter. We're working on that one
And
right
how
now.
are you tracking like all of the bookings? You're just using UTM sources?
Yeah, so we use a platform called Cortana. So Cortana is an attribution tracking platform like Hyros, but a fraction of the price. So we'll pay like $200 a month for Cortana.
And it does organic?
Yeah, organic pay.
Shit.
So we know from a macro and a micro level, oh, they came from Instagram, or they came via the bio, or they came via DMs, or they came from YouTube, or they came from this specific YouTube video. So that way we know, and once a week our content team will zoom out and go, what pieces of content are performing, what isn't, what do we need to double down on? So like we found when we did a fulfillment video on a Google Doc, we would book like 10 calls in comparison to most videos booking us like 2. So we doubled down on that. Also, when I did a free course, which have you ever done a free course? Bro, that would fucking rip for your offer as well. We'll get into that in a moment. When I did a free course, that free course, still we close 1 or 2 clients a week from it. It's maybe over $500,000. Just a free course on starting an agency. So something like that would absolutely rip.
And that's just pulled what? Like you did you make that course for YouTube?
Yes.
Or did you like pull from your old course material and just mash it together?
No, I actually built it all from scratch. I'll show you this in a minute on the free course strategy, because for your specific offer, that is going to absolutely rip. So going into this, again, to recap, if you know these stats and you're at more than a 2.5x ROAS, you just scale the spend. If you're not at a 2.5x or more on the front end, it's one of these 4 things or 5 things. Cost per lead is too high. Booking rate is too low. That comes with setters. Show rate is too low. That's going to come through nurturing the leads and setters mainly. Closing, so close rate, sales team. And then cash up front, which is just, are the leads qualified and are we optimizing for the highest amount up front?
Yeah.
But in terms of action items there, I would say with paid ads, again, get stats in order, which you've already got. If you're at a 2.5x ROAS, scale spend by 20 to 30% every 7 days. And then just keep a pulse check on leading indicators, which are like cost per call, show up rate, so on and so forth. And then lagging indicators, which is just overall ROAS and profitability on the ads.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And fulfillment too.
Yeah, of course.
See how that's
of
tracked.
course.
Okay.
So one final thing I'll say on organic strategy. For your offer, because you're B2C, B2B, they value like time to result. What I mean by that is, okay, I can watch this 10-minute video and get an immediate outcome. But with B2C, they value time more than they do money. Or money more than they do time, sorry. So the longer your videos actually are, the better. So the longer your free course is, the better it will be. You want to make it as in-depth as possible. If I made like an 8-hour-long course for someone that's making $50K a month, they wouldn't watch it, right? For me, I always bias towards the quickest possible way of getting the outcome possible. That's why I would rather pay one-on-one than I would to join a group coaching program, right? So the more money you make, the more that's prevalent. So what I did is I have a beginner program that's $6K for 4 months for them to learn how to start an agency. We give them a checklist on how to do it. But there was a huge subset of the market, and you'll have the same thing, that just broke.
Yeah.
You can't afford it. So instead of just going, you know what, we're not going to sell them, let's just hope they figure it out, you have a free course that helps them make their first dollar in sales. That's the goal. So you've got your program right now that's like, my goal is to help you make $10,000 a month. Have a free course on YouTube that gives everything away for them to make their first dollar online. So explain how the model works, how they make money, how to land a role, how to get a setting role first on like a smaller offer, and then how to advance into closing. And then once they get there, the philosophy is, look, you've made your first dollar. The next logical step is for you to work with me.
Yeah, okay.
So this is what I did here with this free course, which I did like a full 8-hour course on what do I get from making this? And I plant this seed at the start. This is very important. So I'm literally like, look, I'll be frank with you. There's 2 reasons I'm making this. This is going to be so valuable. You're going to pay me in the end.
Yeah.
My goal is to help you land your first client, right? But once you've done that, you're going to join this program to get to 10K a month. Once you've done that, you're going to join this program to get to 100 grand a month. And then the second thing, I'm like, I'm tired of all these bullshitters online telling you how to grow an agency, but nobody actually shows how to do it. So you're good at what you do. Fucking show them how to do it. Whether that be like you literally documenting everything, which is what I would do. Like, hey, I'm going to start from scratch. Here's how you learn sales. Here's how it works. I'm going to show you me landing a role and closing a deal and breaking down the entire call. So this is what I did here. I go over the mindset, why it's the best model, and then I literally go into everything on setting up the business, how to sign, how to onboard, how to fulfill. And then the final piece again is reminding them, hey, you've learned all of this. Congratulations. Now you can do that in one of two ways to get to 10K a month. You pay with time or with money. If you want to pay with money and you value speed and you got value, then book a call with our team. This video has made me more than $500,000.
That'd be so warm after watching that.
Bro, I'm not even shitting you. I made this video a year ago. We still close 1 or 2 clients a month. We've made over $500,000 from this video. Everyone that's broke goes to this video. And don't get me wrong, it's not going to be an immediate feedback loop.
Yeah.
Like what I found, I recorded this video, I made it, and I didn't sign anyone from it for 2 months. And I remember 2 months later, we signed like 40 clients for our B2C offer when before we were getting like 5 a month. I'm like, what the fuck? Where are they coming from? All from the free course. Because there's like a lag in implementation from them going through an 8-hour long, like feedback heavy and implementation heavy video.
Yeah.
I would say out of anything, if you implemented one thing, it would be launching a free course for people to make their first dollar in high ticket sales. Because this is like a standalone sales asset that you can use forever.
Yeah.
Literally forever. And you don't like half-arse it. Like genuinely spend as much time as possible making this as good as possible. This video took me like 2 months to make. Now with AI now, because I wasn't even using fucking AI when I made this I could probably do now in like 2 weeks. Yeah. I'm actually building another one out right now. And I'm like halfway through it. So it's the same thing, but it's for higher level people. Because I have this standalone sales asset for people that are too broke to work with me. Now I'll have this standalone sales asset for people that aren't yet ready to invest in me or don't trust me enough. Have like value that people would usually pay like 20K for free. So your goal is make this more valuable than people's paid programs.
And then it shows them it's possible.
Yes.
They make their dollar, which is half it because they're skeptical.
Yes. And the final thing I'll say on this video, because out of everything, this is the most important piece. Another easy way that you can crush it with this is affiliates. So for example, when they start an agency, they need Go High Level. You know what Go High Level is, right?
We use it.
40% affiliate commission recurring every month. This video alone started making me like 10K a month from Go High Level affiliate commission. Easy, still rolls in every single month. And then one other thing, this will blow the fuck up out of your Instagram. Before I made this video, I had 3,000 followers. Now I have 41,000 because all my reels that I made were crazy top of funnel on like, if you want to learn how to make your first dollar online, if you're a broke teenager, because I'm literally appealing to the mass market of broke people, which is what you don't want to do. Yeah. But I did it for this reason. And you'll see here, like my top comment is, who came from this reel? Because I had reels that literally got like 100,000 likes.
Yeah.
All top of funnel, comment the word X to go to this. So I realized this strategy is like, honestly, nobody's really doing it right. And it's insane the amount of money you can make. Yeah. You kill like 10 birds with one stone. You'll 10x your audience. It's an asset that you can keep pushing to. And on top of that, you just keep running Instagram reels to it and they'll blow up. So in terms of backend, we'll wrap up with like fulfillment and action items there. So in terms of fulfillment, you have, let's say after the first 6 months, they pay you 7K. You have the ascension ladder up to the 6K for 3 months.
Yeah. Or we have low tickets. So if they want continued access to the coaching, 300 a month.
Okay.
If they just want the community, then it's 75 a month. If they just want to stay in the community.
Do you guarantee them a placement?
No, I don't guarantee anything.
Okay, cool. So what's the biggest constraint in fulfillment?
Fulfillment wise, like it's not an issue right now because the guys just aren't applying as much as they should be. But down the track, it's having enough beginner friendly offers. So it's like there's this gap where it's like the offers are either like too good for the reps. And so only my top guys, but all my top guys are already on offers.
Yeah.
And then the new guys need experience to get good, but there's not enough beginner friendly roles for them.
I'm with you. I just think this comes down to network, to be frank with you.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is you have a set of modules on getting placed and you'll like set the precedent that how good you are is going to determine how good of a role you can get on, right?
Yeah.
And what you need to do is you need to grade them based on like a form they fill. So for example, you have a module on like, okay, you've now qualified, you get a certification. It might be like the closer cult certification. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then what happens is they fill out a form or like their one-on-one account manager or a coach or something grades them from like 1 to 5.
On skill.
Yeah. Based on like, okay, if they're a 5, cool. You can get placed on like a 10K a month offer. You have potential for that. If they're a 1, it might be like, go back through, you're not good enough yet, and this is just us being frank with you.
Yeah.
You need to be a 3. If they're a 3, you set the precedent that they're going to be coming on an offer, and they're going to be getting trained, and they might make like 4 or 5K a month initially, if that. So with finding roles that are going to pay like 4 or 5K a month, it's just going to be finding offers that are smaller, which there's a ton of them. And the best places to go to find those offers are coaching programs.
Yeah.
So for example, my beginner-based coaching program would be a perfect example of a place that these people would fit well on. So like we have agencies, and obviously they wouldn't want to work with someone doing like 10 grand a month. They don't need a closer. But agencies that are like 50 to 80K a month, these guys need a closer. They can't afford to get these people yet. So you connect these people with their first closer that's like a grade 3. These guys understand they're going to be making less, but they're going to ramp their way up, and they're going to be the only closer on an offer growing fast. And these guys understand that they're not going to get a killer closer at 50 to 80K a month.
Yeah.
So you just pair them based on revenue level. That's going to be the simplest way of doing it.
And the only thing is with the grading, it's like, I guess, how do we grade their skill? Obviously I could look at it, but I don't
it's going to be hard to do it, to be frank with you, because you've got to look at not only the quantitative, but the qualitative. So what I would do is I would have them fill out an in-depth form based on, hey, how many deals have you closed? How much cash have you collected? What was your close rate? If they all or most have no experience, do you do one-on-one account management with these guys?
They have a CSM, and then they can book a one-on-one with me whenever. Okay,
sick. So like based on that, you're going to have qualitative data to determine how good you think they are. And that's just the simple answer of doing it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the way I would do that. In terms of fulfillment, like as you scale up to 200, 300, 400, 500K a month, the biggest thing is going to be, you really want to have a good back-end ascension and renewal process. Yeah. So it sounds like right now, every client can book one-on-ones with you. Yeah. That's insane. How much time does that take?
Well, they can only book for 15 minutes.
Oh, got you. Okay.
And it's a WhatsApp call. And they just don't really book it that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like it's framed quite well. It's like, look, if you come and this stuff is answered in the course or it's on coaching calls and you're not implementing, I'm going to slap you.
Yeah.
But if you genuinely need it, I'm here for you.
Yeah. And how many clients you have? You have 194.
Yeah.
Holy shit, bro. And that's active.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Have you thought about bringing in a sales coach?
Oh yeah, we got heaps.
Oh, you've got coaches that do group?
Yeah, we've got 15
nice.
a week.
I think at your level, you need a one-on-one account manager. So this is the thing.
Like a CSM?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got that.
You've got that. And they do one-on-one?
Yeah.
But they can also book with you?
Yeah.
Okay, I would strip that away. I would start stripping it away. Because this is the thing. Now you're at a point where your first 50 clients, it makes sense for them to have direct access to you.
Yeah.
But now you're at a level of scale where you need to start stripping away access to you if you want to be able to ascend more people onto the inner cult or whatever you call it. So for example, we have Launch and Land beginner program, 6K, 4 months. We have License and Scale, 20K, 6 months. And then we have 7-figure roundtable, 38K a year, and it's yearly. Initially, in Launch and Land, I was doing 2 calls a week, Q&As, and then in License and Scale, 3 calls a week. Now what I do is I've slowly removed myself from Launch and Land. I only do 1 call a week, and it's a masterclass, so they can't even ask me questions. And that's combined across both programs. Then in License and Scale, I've stripped that down to 1 call a week Q&A. So through time in a coaching program, as you get more people that make more money, you remove deliverables from the core beginner offer, which inclines them to want to upsell to the next, because they're just paying for closer access to you.
Yeah, that's what Jeremy did.
Yeah. So now we're doing this with License and Scale to the 7-figure roundtable. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick with this one masterclass. I'm going to have a Q&A in License and Scale, but I'm way less available. So now only people are going to get access to me in the 7-figure roundtable where they get a monthly one-on-one.
So the one-on-ones with me should only be for inner cult.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And you want to make it so it's exclusive, right? So for us, Launch and Land is like 0 to 10K a month. They have to be at 10K a month to qualify to get into License and Scale. They have to be at 100K a month to qualify to get into the 7-figure roundtable. So the way it works is like we're creating massive amounts of FOMO for each tier. Yeah. So it's like, bro, you don't even qualify for this. I just want to renew you in this as an example. So that's the way I would do it. You need to start stripping away access. I would remove one-on-ones in your main offer right now.
Okay.
And then in that inner cults, right now it's 6K for 3 months. Your core offer is 7K for 6 months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, I would charge way more for this.
But that's on top of the 7 though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So they pay 7, and then once they hit their first 10K month and they can qualify, then it's another 6.
Okay, interesting. So
like if they're a brand new client and they want to get straight into inner cult, they have to buy both.
I'm with you. Okay. I wouldn't do that. I'll be frank with you.
Okay.
The way that we have this structured is we have launch and land. This is the beginner program. This is 6K for 4 months. Now, let's say they get like 30 days into this and we determine they need to be in license and scale. We're like, bro, you're crushing it. You're going to be better off being in here because you need team, systems, hiring, all the shit you don't get in here, you get here. So then what we do is we go, look, we'll just apply this to license and scale. License and scale is usually 20K.
Yeah, like credit.
So we'll get you in for 14. On top of that, we'll throw in bonus X, Y, and Z. You'll get a one-on-one with Cameron in the onboarding, so on and so forth, which we don't usually do. And then the same applies to 7-figure roundtable.
Well, isn't that the same as me just going, look, inner cult is 13K, but you've paid 7, so I'll just credit that towards the 13.
Yeah, exactly. You can do it that way as well. I just think like 3 months might be a little bit too short, especially as a back-end ascension. Yeah, I think you could do way more with a longer deliverable window. So like we intentionally make it so the beginner program is shorter, and then through time it goes 4 months, 6 months, 12 months. Because usually what happens is when people first meet you, their trust level is at an all-time low.
Yes.
But they work with you for 4 months, they get a result, then they're willing to commit for longer because they trust you more, right? And we always want to bias towards optimizing for the highest LTV possible. So this is all intentional. So you might want to just like change the format where it goes, okay, the inner circle, the initial offer you have is like 7K for 4 months. Then the cult is like 13K for 6 months. And then you'll have a higher level tier for like closers that are above like 20K eventually, which might be like the round table or something like that. That'll be like 25K a year or something along those lines, which only comes out to like 1K a month. So the commitment level goes higher and higher and higher in terms of the price point and the time frame. And each level has closer access to you. Does that make sense?
Yes. My only concern is getting, like it can be done and we've had it, but getting people consistently to 10K a month in 4 months.
Yeah.
But even if they don't, then they can just renew at the
Well,
lowest
exactly.
anyway,
This is the thing.
so-
It's very unrealistic for us to expect that 90% of our clients in 4 months are going to make 10 grand a month.
Yeah.
It's all dependent on levels, right? Some people come in and they're brand new and they know nothing. They need all the mindset shit.
Yeah.
Some people come in at 5K a month and they'll get there in 30 days, right? So I want to be clear in saying this is not, the goal isn't we need to get everyone to 10K a month in 4 months. The goal is you're going to be able to get through everything in deliverables and go through everything we give you in that 4 month window. And then we just renew them. We just renew them because they're already bought in. They're already going through everything. They've already seen a tangible result, right? And I'll tell you, you can condense this time frame if you do more one-on-one. So this CSM that you have, are they meeting one-on-one with clients?
Well, they don't. It's like he does do one-on-one if they need it, but it's more so like he'll run these support calls where it's very intimate. There's only like 3 or 4 guys.
That's good.
And he'll just really like spend time.
That's a good idea. So like, I'll show you an example because this is the thing. When you sell BizUp, the biggest thing that will fuck you over in fulfillment is the client because they have blockers in beliefs, in mindset. They expect it to be easier than it is because what happens is they reach the valley of despair. They have this uninformed optimism. Oh, high ticket sales, we're going to work online. And then they realize, oh shit, this is a lot harder than I think. So first off, you ground them in that expectation right away. We have a mindset section, but you need to make it so like any absolute idiot has a checklist to land a role in 30 days. So what we have when a client comes in is they meet with their account manager one-on-one and we go, John, over the next 30 days, we're going to work together to take imperfect action. This is the cure-all to solve this. You're going to have a lot of these problems. Here's a list of the 5 most common reasons people fail in this program. And they go through it with them one-on-one. Number 1, they start getting scared of what niche to pick and getting on sales calls. You're going to take imperfect action and I'm going to hold you accountable to that. And then we literally set action items after each call. It's like, okay, week 1, you're going to go through these trainings and do these things and update this checklist. And I want you to overly piss me off in your Slack channel if you have any questions. In 7 days, on X date at X time, we're going to meet. Before that call, you're going to submit your weekly form, giving me all the information of what you've done and what you haven't. And we have these progress reports, niche and market, offer, goal sheet, acquisition channel, funnel check. So we have all of that dialed in and we do that week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. After week 4, that's where we go a little bit looser. We do bi-weekly calls. We help them wherever their problem is. This is the best way of doing it with beginners. You've got to dumb it down as if they're 5 years old.
Tangible action.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So when it comes to like increasing success rate, the biggest thing is going to be checklists, one-on-one support, especially in the first 30 days. So implementing a sprint-based plan, like I just showed you there. So it just makes it so like a 5-year-old could follow that.
And that'd be getting my CSM to do.
Exactly. Yeah, bingo. So like our account managers have one-on-one channels with each client, and they also have the frequent calls with them as well.
So I shouldn't have a one-on-one channel with the client.
I wouldn't, man, especially in the beginner one. Like you need to be clear, when you first implement one-on-one, yes, but you start stripping away access, right? So before we had no account managers, we did all group. You've got two routes you can go down. Like realistically, I'll keep this here. You can just do group and you can get away with it. But the thing is, if you want to build like a sustainable business, I'll tell you, the best info offers have 60% back end, 40% new cash, or a 50-50 split. If you're like 90% new cash, you have an unsustainable business. Yeah. That's the reality of it. And every offer that is able to achieve that has one-on-one support.
That is sustainable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you want to get a high back-end ascension and renewal rate, you need one-on-one, especially in B2C.
Yeah. One thing with the stripping away access to me is over the last few months, I kind of did that. Mm-hmm. And there were like murmurs in the community of like, I joined for Orlando. Mm-hmm. He's barely active in Discord. Mm-hmm. He's DJing, which is fucking on. But it's like, and that like started to happen. So lately I've just been in the Discord like every day, like even if it's just chatting shit or banter or whatever, and that's gone away. Mm-hmm. Is that fine? Can I still keep that? It's just more in like the coaching aspect and strip away?
Bro, it's all a balancing act, right? Like if I literally went overnight and said, hey guys, I'm removing 2 hours of coaching calls. I'm removing access to DM me overnight. It would not have gone well, right? I made it abundantly clear to all my initial clients. I was like, look, you're going to have most access to me out of everyone. Through time, we're going to have the infrastructure in place for me to detach. So you're going to have the support systems without me. And I slowly weaned it away, but it was all a trade-off. So what happened is I went, hey guys, I'm removing 2 of my coaching calls a week, but you're going to now get access to an agency strategist that's worked under my wing for 2 years that you can book a call with bi-weekly to give you one-on-one support. So it's all like, I'm not taking anything away without adding anything back to supplement, right? Because it's hard once you add something to remove it. Yeah. So like I accidentally added way too many coaching calls with me, and pulling it away was painful. So I had to supplement that with doing one-on-one, which actually was the best thing I ever did, because we went from being 90% new cash, 0 back end, to being a 50-50 business.
Before we wrap up, one big thing is my goal in the next 6 to 12 months as well is breaking into B2B.
Yep.
I've got a few ideas, like whether it's recruitment or, management. My idea, I don't know what you think about this, but my idea is like, there's a lot of business owners between that 50K to like 100K that need closers. So I basically provide closer and train them, similar to what Cole did.
Yep.
Where I'll charge them for the closer, but it comes with the training for their offer.
Yep.
It's framed as. And then this training is just like a group call that's like external to closers Cole.
Yep.
And it's all of the teams that I train. And I charge say 5-10K for that.
Yeah.
As like a B2B side of business. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so the way I see it is, in terms of the flow of growing a business, we break it down to first principles. You do more, and then you do better, and then you do new. Because what you're talking about is new, whether you like it or not. It's a new business. And like doing that requires new team members, new processes, new infrastructure. It's going to pull your focus away from the main thing as well, because it is a new business in itself. There's also like layers of vehicles, right? So like you right now, I would say you're in like a B tier opportunity, which is like, okay, the opportunity is decent. Yeah, you can get it to $1 million a month, but it is like a pretty commoditized offer, whether you like it or not. I would say that offer is like an A tier opportunity. It's not like an A star, but you can charge a lot more. It's very scalable. It's also more scalable on cold traffic as well.
Yeah.
So that being said, that doesn't necessarily mean you should jump ship to this, because your A vehicle isn't just subjective on like how good the opportunity is, it's how good you are at the opportunity.
No, I definitely don't want to not do.
Yeah, you want to do both simultaneously so you have a two-sided offer. What I would do if I were you is I would double down on all this.
Okay.
And get really good at like, okay, the one-on-one support, the account management, all this stuff. Because this means you have a pipeline that nobody else does of really good reps as well. Yeah. And you have a constant influx all the time. After that, and you might want to test this simultaneously, I don't know if I would. I think there's so much money for you to make here with back-end ascensions, renewals, cross-sells as well, like small things. But then what you can do is once you've done that, then you can roll that out. Okay. So I do think it is a good idea.
Yeah.
You have a two-sided offer, you do it. The challenge that you might have, and this is the reason why Shelby Sapp doesn't charge for closer placements, is the reps just aren't good enough because they're coming to you for training. So the problem is the reps that you place might not be coming from your program directly. Maybe the top 5% will, but that's the top 5%. But the other ones might just be coming from other places. Because the reality is 95% of the people in your program aren't going to want to be on an offer that's doing like 50K a month. And they might be better than that. On top of that as well, the offer might want a better closer than the ones that you have access to.
Maybe it's my ego, but I just don't want to place guys that I don't train though.
Yeah.
I just only want them to come from...
Well, that's the thing. And that's the benefit because they're all under your philosophy of business. But the way I see this is in order for you to be able to do that B2B play, you need to do all of this first. Because that 5% with 1,000 people compared to 10,000 as an example, you know, it's significantly higher. Like, let's say you have 100 people in, that's only 5 people you can place. You have 10,000, that's like 500 at least. So this is where you build the talent pool for the B2B offer.
Gotcha. Squeeze that. Make the fulfillment as good as possible.
Bingo.
As good as possible.
So in terms of action items, right? Top of funnel content on Instagram. We already discussed that, self-explanatory. Commit to the 2 times a week minimum posting on YouTube. Have the 2 distinct formats. Get your stats in order. And then make sure that you have a pulse check on the leading and the lagging indicators. Keep scaling spend by 20 to 30% every 7 days if you're profitable. Definitely focus your time on the free course. Over the next month, you launch a free course, you push organic to that, it will fucking rip. Then, besides that, these are all fulfillment pieces. For example, like having the grades and the tiers for what kind of offer they can get placed on and what they can expect to make based on what grade they're in. So you can have an SOP on that. And then starting to think about stripping away access to you and having and dialing in this ascension tier. So price points up, time frame down, and then having the different tiers. And then finally considering moving the CSMs to have one-on-one support with a 30-day sprint. Because short term, it's going to be more painful and it's going to mean you're going to need more people on payroll, but it also means that you'll make way more money from the back end. If you do all those things, after that, you're going to have a great talent pool. You'll be at like 300 a month at least with that. That's what we have right now. We're doing like 500. And then you can look at the other side, which is the B2B, because you'll have the talent for it. That's what gets you like 1, 2, 3 million a month.
Sick.
Cool.
Fuck yeah.
Time to scale, baby.
Good shit.
Real quick, if you enjoyed that and you want to work with me one-on-one to scale your agency or coaching business, where we help you either start or grow your agency up to 100, 500, even $1 million a month, then check the first link below this video. You can check out the link where you can have a conversation with our team and see if what we do here can help you out.